Howdy guys, and welcome back to another special edition of the One Micronesia Podcast. We're here at the beautiful UOG for the 2022 Micronesian Youth Forum, the second one. I believe the first one was back in 2019. So joining me here on the podcast, I always love her presence here on the podcast, the amazing Samantha Taintano.
Yes, thank you so much. It's so nice to be here in person with you. We've been doing lots of Zoom interviews, but it's so nice to finally be in person and to be here at this event today.
That's awesome. So, Sam, let's kind of bring it back in time just a little bit. The first one was 2019. So seeing, let's talk more about like how that one went versus how the outcome of today's event.
Yeah, so back in 2019, we had a bunch of our partners come together knowing that we really wanted to create a space for kids to come together and freely discuss sort of their opinions and insights into some of the things that were happening on our island. We used a lot of poetry, actually. So we used a lot of poetry from around the region to start conversations about different kinds of things, from health to substance use to just cultural diversity and different things like that. And it was a beautiful time. It was actually here. It was in the same venue, so it's really nice to kind of come back here and do the same thing. From there, we were able to kind of have the kids really talk about what concerns they had and then bring that back with them to their schools.
That's amazing. And like I said, there was such an amazing event in 2019, and it so happened that 2020 came and nobody saw that coming. COVID-19 pretty much put people back in there, like a lot of things.
Yes, and we had already been in the plans for the 2021, and COVID put a stop to it, but we had, kind of put all of those plans back in our pocket, and we're like, okay, when the time is right, we're going to bring the Youth Forum back. We knew that it's an important event for the kids, and so 2022, we're finally here, making it happen again, so we're really excited.
Yes, and I did check out the different sessions that we have for today's event, and you can see it in these kids and in their eyes and how much attention they're paying towards these presentations from these different navigators who we've got navigators from all specs of life. That's amazing. Talk about more about how that came.
Yes, so we know, just like your podcast, one of the things that we're always promoting is One Micronesia and really highlighting the different people throughout that are making differences, making impacts in their community and even further beyond that. And so it was important to us to make sure that we were gathering subject matter experts that were diverse and that were excited to engage the kids and excited to discuss with them and could not only pass on their knowledge, but could kind of guide conversations. And so we were really excited to really name them navigators because we're hoping to, help these kids kind of navigate through life, through the journey of life with these role models.
And it's so fitting. We're islanders. And
yes.
One of the main things that we were so proud of is our navigation, the tradition that's being being taught, and it's definitely continuing. And we have a master navigator.
We have a master navigator here, and it's not only something that's a cultural tradition in all of Micronesia, but it connects us.
Exactly.
It keeps us all connected. So.
Man, Sam, so before I let you go, the kids here had a great time. Let's talk a future a little bit. Are you looking to have another one, let's say in another year, and make it grow? And what's in the work? Is there any plans? I mean, we're actually still in the event, but looking at how the reaction is, are you guys excited for another one?
Yes, so definitely this will be an annual event. Actually, part of this event, and one of the things that we wanted to grow from the last Micronesian Youth Forum is that after this, all of these different breakout sessions that we're having, all of these groups, their challenge is to create an awareness activity around what they kind of talked about, what they learned today, so that we can spread the information, we can spread the knowledge, we can spread the empowerment. So that's kind of part of it, right? We don't want to just have this one-off thing. It's like, yes, one events are always really nice, right? Because they can inspire and they can spark ideas, but we also want to continue to empower them throughout. So these awareness activities, and then we're hoping in the future to also be able to do something more regularly, but then also have this as a culminating event. So a lot more in the future for us.
All right, well, Sam, you, the team, the sponsors, everybody who helped put this together. Thank you guys so much. And like I said, it was such an epic success. So congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, Samantha Taitano, guys, from Manielu and the Micronesia Resource Center. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we get to talk to one of the navigators who are here to speak to the youth. We'll be right back. You're watching the One Micronesia Podcast. Hafide, and welcome back. One Micronesia Podcast. We're still here at the beautiful UOG. It's the 2022 Micronesian Youth Forum. And earlier I talked to Samantha Taitano, the director of Manielu and the Micronesia Resource Center. And now I get to sit down with a good friend of mine. Oh my God, I think this is like the first time we've done this face-to-face.
Yeah.
With all the Zoom interviews and everything.
It's been a minute. Now we're here. Yep.
And it feels good. It feels good to be.
It does. It does. It's actually good to see you. How
I
you
know.
doing?
See, we can do this now.
Yep.
So, you're here as a navigator. You're amongst many navigators who are here today to speak to the youth and to whatever field they come from, to kind of give their take on what they do and to kind of inspire the youth. And you, amongst all of them, has so much rooted in this Micronesian Youth Forum. And I know you were a big part of it in the first one in 2019. So, let's talk about it. The difference, what you saw in 2019 and what you're seeing here today.
Oh man, it really, bringing back here, the University of Guam, the lecture hall, had this nostalgic feeling that just came over me. And of course, you giving the moment of silence to honor Ed and everything. He was one of the many pillars that was a part of it. Samantha Taitano, of course, Action, Ed and myself, and just different people within the community helping collaborate to bring the first Micro One or the One Micronesia Youth Forum into light. And it was really sitting there mapping out how we're going to get the audience, who's going to be here, how we're going to get the kids here, the logistics and everything. So being part of the planning phase and of course finding the mechanism that's going to work. Of course, anytime you do something new, failure to launch is never an option. And I want to say the first forum set the tone for many forums to come. And unfortunately, COVID, was inserted into the picture. We hit the first Micro One Youth Forum or the One Micronesia Forum, and we were planning already for the second, third, and fourth forum. And eventually, here we are now in our second annual, our Youth Forum, and I think we've tripled the numbers. Manielu and Micronesian Resource Center have actually tripled the numbers, and I'm really overwhelmed by the amount of students that are here on a Saturday.
I know, of all the days, right?
Saturday. These kids can be sleeping in past 10, 11 o'clock, being teenagers that they are, but I came in a little bit after 8:30 and there was a line waiting to come in. So the eagerness, the anticipation, and of course the excitement that Manielu and Micronesian Resource Center has brought to the community is reflected on the participation here today. So
I want to kind of bring it back in time, and I remember I talked about it at that moment of a moment of silence for Brother Ed. Talk about that story. You mentioned that to me, that story of how this whole the term came, the Micronesia, and then take one, and then create.
It was really Action and Ed that came up with it. They were just doodling and messing with it, and they put it all together and everything, and it was really. The timing of that was, I want to say it was impeccable because of what was going on in the community. There was so much the clashes between the different cultures that we had. Of course, it was sparked by that incident that happened here in Manila. And the youth forum, the coming up with the One Micronesia or the Micro One approach where many islands, one impact, right? And how we're going to steer this type of forum, not just within the youth, but within the community. It was really the two, Ed and Action, just doodling and coming up with this, and we took that and we actually utilized that into what we did with outreaches and everything in light of what was happening at that time. The community wanted they wanted to see different changes and everything, and when you started the podcast and everything, Sabrina had reached out and she goes like, look, Cello, what can we do to really showcase the good, showcase what's out there, the positivity. Flipping the script on media was really something in which Sabrina wanted to do and really showcase the good. And by her allowing us to do that, it really gravitated to where we are now. And that is really the genesis of, how it came about. Action and Ed, Ed was instrumental in a lot of the great success here. And it was really, I was talking to his sister, man, and it was like, The beard you miss the
Oh,
most,
yeah.
right?
The beard is
But-
everything.
Yeah, but his concept, his ideas, and his drive and his passion and his love for the in empowerment was really something in which I gravitated to. And seeing him as a service provider, I was like, dude, I gotta cling to these guys because these guys are onto something good and great for the community.
And I know for sure he's up there looking at us, and he's just clapping his hands. It's like
He is, man.
Great
He's,
job,
you know,
guys.
we take the Martyrs as a sign of respect. We tip it to him and stuff. But, this is really bringing it to fruition. I think, I was telling his sister, I go, the stress on his face, right? He was like, hey, Sarge, can we do this? Can we do that? I'm like, yeah, don't worry. And him seeing that and him understanding that, hey, it's going to be a great event. If you book it, they will come. And, here we are now.
Okay. Well, Sarge, before I let you go, one word to describe today's event, the 2022 Micronesian Youth Forum. One word, something that you've been and you were here in the hall for that presentation. So one word to kind of like sum it all up.
Phenomenal.
Awesome.
From top to bottom. It was really from the planning, organizing, and of course getting the participants or the youth, right? It's gonna, the midway through and everything and seeing the engagement, it's a phenomenal job that they did. And it's really, how do you top this, Sam? How do you top this? This is really, it's gonna create that snowball effect, right? That this is what we want. This is what we need in the community. The kids that are here, the students, the young men and women that are here, they're gonna really set the tone for the next youth forum that's gonna come and spark the interest in others. And hopefully this is where we create that ripple effect in the community for a greater good, a one Micronesia approach. Many islands, one impact.
There you go. Thank you so much, Paul.
Absolutely, man.
Paul, brother, thank you so much. We're going to take a break and we'll come back. When we do come back, we're going to talk to one of the youths who are here today to experience this whole amazing event, Micronesian Youth Forum. We'll be back. One Micronesia Podcast. Hafide, and we're back. One Micronesia Podcast, the 2022 Micronesian Youth Forum edition. We're still here live at the beautiful UOG, the lecture hall. And wow, I talked to Samantha Titner earlier, also talked to Navigator, Sergeant Paul Tapau. But with me today, I wanted to get, of course, we can hear it from the OGs, the older folks, but I really want to hear from somebody who's actually experiencing it, the youth. And here with me today, I do have Nana, to kind of like represent the youth who are here, which is, trust me, it's not 1, 2, not 20, not 30, over close to 200 youth here today who participated in this event, which is such a beautiful event. So Nana, thank you and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So Nana, tell me, first thing first, what school do you go to?
I go to John F. Kennedy High School.
JFK, go home to the Islanders. Go Islanders!
Yeah.
So Nana, first thing first, tell us about, did you participate in the first one?
No, I actually didn't. I was still in middle school when that happened.
So this is your first forum?
Yes.
This is the second one. So tell us more about what you experienced when, let's just talk about the first, you just got here for the first time, you're lining up to sign up. Like, talk about the things that were going through your mind.
Honestly, I was kind of nervous. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I was asking myself, like, what are we going to do here? Mm-hmm. What's going to, go on? And I don't know, yeah.
So you didn't know, you could pretty much...
Yeah, I was still curious,
okay.
yeah.
Which is fine. Well, this is what a youth forum is about. To invite youth in and just give them different types of topics and talk about different types of things, talk about issues that we experience here in Guam when it comes to youth and stuff. So I think bringing young people in and just at the end of the day, when they walk out of here, now they can sing a song. We had people singing and dancing. We had people learning about navigation systems. I was in there, and Master Navigator was teaching kids how to read a navigational chart. That's something that you don't see every day. So I think what you were saying is you came here was just to participate, and at the same time when you leave, you've actually learned a lot. So let's talk about, which group were you in?
I was in College and Career Readiness, which our name is Carving Your Success.
Nice.
Yeah, we learned about how to apply for college, how to get into a good job, FAFSA, we learned about how to talk to your counselors and, just be prepared for college and your career.
Nice. Because that's the next part of because right after high school, you need to go to college. So I think that too played a big part. And if students who went to that now can have an idea of how to get started, I think that's what the problem is with the youth is right when we're out of high school. we have these questions like, oh, how do I apply for this? Some youths don't even know that you can apply for more than 10 scholarships to help you in your school. So stuff like that honestly really does help out, especially if you're interested in furthering your education. So talk about some of if you were to take away 2 things from your session, what would it be?
Honestly, I really don't know, but it was pretty fun getting to know everyone there, and it was interesting too because I got to learn new things about things I didn't know, like that you need a resume to get a job, or how to even apply for financial aid and other things as simple as a cover letter or getting into your college, like tests and stuff that you need to take to get into college.
See, that's awesome. So you came here not knowing what to do, and now look at you walking away with some takeaways. That's awesome. So before I let you go, just look at the camera and just talk to the youth and invite them, and for the next, if there's going to be a next forum for sure. So invite the next generation of youth to kind of to come out and experience this. What would you tell them?
Honestly, I would tell them that you learn a lot from coming here alone, and you also build up your skills that you need in anything actually, and then you'll be able to accomplish more things by coming here.
So before I let you go, one thing, if there was one word one word that summarizes your experience here, what would it be?
Empowering.
Empower? Wow. All right. Well, Nana, thank you so much for jumping on the podcast here with me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day and walk away with so much knowledge. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, guys. Nana, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break and we'll be back with more. When we come back, I do have a recap video for today's event, the 2022 Micronesia Youth Forum. One Micronesia Podcast, and we'll be right back. Wow, guys, what an experience. The 2022 Micronesia Youth Forum has come to an end. I had fun, the kids had fun, and we want to see you guys at the next one.